I'm Laura Vitale. On this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite things to make on the grill, burgers. But we're going to make a really healthy but delicious spinach turkey burger. So good! I love making these because everybody loves them and I keep them so moist, which is kind of difficult to do when you're working with turkey, like turkey breast anyway, but these are a winner! Alright, so let's go over the ingredients so we can get started. You're going to need some ground turkey breast, some cooked spinach, an egg, some garlic, breadcrumbs, onions, a little Worcestershire sauce, some salt, pepper, some, of course, hamburger buns. This is just a little bit of olive oil, and then for the topping, I'll show you what we're going to do. And this is a super simple recipe, but it's so delicious. You're going to make these all the time. We're going to put spinach inside the turkey burgers. Like, we're going to mix the whole thing together so that not only does it give it flavor, but it keeps the turkey breast, the turkey mixture extremely moist, which is sometimes a bit difficult to achieve when you're working with turkey. Okay, so in this big bowl, I'm going to add my cooked spinach. And this is actually a frozen box of, it's a 10-ounce box of frozen chopped spinach that I've defrosted, and I squeezed out all of the water because you want to make sure they're nice and dry. We need 1 egg. Always do it in a separate bowl just in case you get a bad egg. Now I'm going to use some garlic. I'm going to grate this because I don't want to bite down on a piece of garlic because it can be really overpowering. So this way we have like garlic paste. And it goes all through the mixture, and it keeps it so yummy, but you don't bite down on this big, heavy kind of thing of garlic, which not a lot of people like. So I'm also going to do the same thing with an onion. I'm going to grate this onion so it's really fine. It's almost like a paste, and you don't have to worry about your guest chewing down on any. And I'm just going to do like a half of this onion. A half of a small onion is all you need. Right in there. Make sure you scoop up all the stuff in the back. I'm going to use about a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, however you pronounce it. This stuff is really strong, but it's got a lot of great flavor in there. Some salt and pepper. Now, as you can see, I'm doing the whole mixture before I add in my turkey because I don't want to work the meat too much because that'll make it tough. A little salt and pepper. And I'm going to start with a couple of tablespoons of breadcrumbs. And then if I see I need a little bit more, then I'm going to put a little bit more in. But I'm going to start with that for now. And about a teaspoon of regular olive oil. This, again, just to keep it moist, because we are dealing with turkey. Just going to take a fork and mix this whole thing together. That's good. Now I have a plate here that I'm going to put my burgers on. But before I touch the turkey, I'm just going to drizzle it with a little olive oil because I want to make sure that the burgers are not going to stick to my grill, which I have preheating outside. You want that nice and hot. I'm going to add in the turkey. I'm going to start working it with a fork. Again, we just don't want to compact this. We want to keep it as light as possible. And that's why I try to do it as fast as I can so I don't overmix anything. See, that's perfect. Wonderful. Now you can do one of two things. You can make 4 like giant size burgers with this, or you can make 8 smaller versions of smaller burgers with this. I'm going to go with a smaller option, and then I'm going to cook 4, and then I'm going to take the other 4 and freeze them so I can have them ready on hand during the week when I'm stressed for time. So I'm just going to score it in half like this. Okay. Now I kind of have like 4. I have 4 corners. And then out of those 4 corners, I'm just going to grab half of that and make little burgers. Now this looks a little sticky, which is fine. Little tiny burgers. And I'm going to place them on my oiled plate so that they don't stick. Now I made my 4 burgers and I'm actually going to cook. The rest I'm just going to form, put them in the freezer. They'll be ready whenever I need them. I'm going to drizzle them on top a tiny bit of regular olive oil, and I'm just gonna do that. Now, quick tip, I'm going to put my middle finger and make like a little indent in the middle. Now, I'm not going crazy or anything. I'm doing that because sometimes when you cook burgers, they puff up in the middle. Well, doing this prevents that from happening and they cook flat. Come on, that's a good tip, right? All right, let's go outside so we can cook these up. My burgers are ready. My grill's nice and hot, so let's join the two together. Now I'm just going to put them on there. See that? And don't touch them. When they're ready to be flipped, they will release themselves. If you try to flip them right now, they'll stick and they'll be a giant mess. Leave them like so. I'm going to just close this up. And because they're so little, because I made mini versions of them, they're only going to cook for about 4 to 5 minutes per side, if that, if your grill is really hot. So just keep an eye on them. The worst thing you want to do is cut them in half, because then any moistness, any of those juices are going to run right out, and you're going to be left with a really dry turkey burger. So just keep an eye on them. When you see that they're like white all around, kind of, they're ready to be flipped. And like I said, they'll completely release themselves once they're ready to be flipped. So just keep an eye on them, and then we'll finish the whole thing up. My burgers look good. See, look, they're releasing themselves completely, which means they're ready to be flipped. Yes. Whoops, one's trying to run away. Look at those beautiful grill marks, huh? The second side's gonna go much faster. This will take about 3 to 4 minutes with the lid closed. But I also want to take my burger buns and I want to toast them, because we're gonna make a special topping to go on these, and they're gonna be so good. Now I took my buns and my turkey burgers off the grill, and I'm just setting them aside because I'm gonna make a quick but so yummy lemon mayo to spread on these. It's gonna be so good. It couldn't be easier. You need literally a little bit of mayo. You don't need a whole lot. I don't like gloppy things. I like it really subtle. Just a tiny little smear of it. Some lemon zest. I'm gonna say about half of this lemon. And you're gonna need some lemon juice as well. Just gonna squeeze half a lemon, but it's just a matter of taste. If you like more lemon, then you can put more lemon. If you like less lemon, then you can put less lemon. But it's a matter of taste. It's all up to you. So we have that. Wipe my hands. A little salt and pepper. I want to season this a little bit because it can be a little bit bland. And that's literally it. Mix that together. It's going to look a little loose, but that's fine because this is going to be a really little topping that's just going to make it so light and refreshing. And I'm also going to top it with some tomatoes. Now, normally I love to top my burgers with like a little spinach or a little bit of arugula, but because we have spinach in there, I didn't find the need to use any on top. So here's how I do it. I take my toasted bun, I take a little bit of my lemon mayo, smear that like so. Like I said, a little goes a long way. A piece of tomato, one of our burgers, top that, cut it in half because I want to show you guys the whole thing. And there you go. Isn't that just gorgeous? The turkey burgers cooked all the way through, but we didn't overcook it at all. Literally 3 to 4 minutes on each side, and they're perfect. And that's because we made them smaller. I gotta give this a bite. Ooh. So delicious. I don't know how to explain it other than to say it has everything. It's got your vegetable, everything's really moist, it's got a lot of really good flavor from the grated onion, the garlic, the Worcestershire sauce, but nothing's overpowering. Everything is kind of really goes well together, but nothing kind of overstages the other ingredient. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed spending time with me. And guess what? Go outside, get your grill on, and make these burgers because you're going to love them. So to get this recipe and other recipes, check out my website at www.laureninthekitchen.com, and I'll see you next time. Bye!